Now on Denver 7 News at 6, 1 down, 3 to go.
Score! Burakovsky on the follow-up, and Game 1 goes to the Avs in overtime.
The Avs take the lead in the Stanley Cup Final with Ball Arena erupting in cheers.
I'm Denver 7's Veronica Acosta. Right outside Ball Arena, that energy was felt across the city. We're bringing you how fans are feeling after that thrilling finish.
Now the Avs are raring to go for the next one.
I don't see why there's any reason why we'd have a letdown going into Game 2.
Head coach Jared Bednar says he likes where this team is at mentally, very even keel, but we know it's going to be tough. We're going to talk about the emotional highs of that overtime win coming up. Good Thursday morning to you. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Lisa, ice melting temperatures out there today.
Yeah. My heart is still pounding though after last night. I'm nervous now again for Saturday, but that's all the fun of it too. You're right. It is warm out there. A lot cooler there in Ball Arena last night. Out here right now, we're in the mid to upper 50s. Beautiful conditions, clear skies, lots of sunshine, and winds out of the southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Look at our warm up today. Things are starting to heat up. We're going to be at about 82 degrees by noon, low to even mid 90s for highs this afternoon. Anywhere from 3 to about 5 o'clock, we'll be at right around 93 degrees in Denver. And statewide, it's hot. Some near triple digit heat to the southeast, 80s in the mountains, close to 100 in Grand Junction. Durango this afternoon, 94. We're going to stay pretty hot and dry today. There is a very slim chance of picking up an isolated storm or two out east. I'll show you just how few we'll see on our Futurecast coming up. May get a few more storms here in town, though, tomorrow. Details on the Super 7 Day here in a few.
Heads up for you folks up in northern Colorado. We had a big crash cleared off the highway on I-25, just south of Highway 34. Now we have a secondary crash going down closer to Berthoud, right near Highway 60 on the southbound side. And this time, as you can take a look from the camera up there, I am not seeing traffic moving at the present time. You see some people walking around, a couple of cars here. Just because of the way construction is, you are really tight in there with those temporary barriers. There's really nowhere to go, unfortunately, and you see people walking around and no traffic is moving right now on southbound I-25 going down past Highway 60. So we do have, unfortunately, it looks like, at least the drive times right now, take a look at the map up that way if you would. It's registering at about a half an hour coming down from Johnson's Corner all the way down that way. So this is the big trouble spot right now, the morning commute. Everywhere else around town just getting busier in some of those usual spots.
Well, what an awesome morning it is for Avs fans, some of whom may not have gone to sleep yet after last night's thrilling overtime win in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
We have team coverage this morning because now it's all about Game 2, right? Denver 7 Sports Director Lionel Bienvenu is taking a look at the highlights. Let's start with Veronica Acosta, though, outside Ball Arena. Veronica, it was rocking there last night.
It was completely electric inside of Ball Arena, where those thousands of Avs fans were keeping a close eye on that game, on that puck as well during overtime, which is when the Avs ended up winning the game against the Lightning, their Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. It was electric inside, like I mentioned, but it was also crazy and exciting outside. Take a listen.
Avs are just dominating right now. This Tampa has no answer for our speed.
So much speed. We got everything it takes this year. We're taking the cup home. They're going to bring it back to Colorado. Hopefully it's in 4, but I think 5-6, we got it.
And take a look at this here. It shows you just how excited some of those Avs fans were, just how many of them there were as well. They were all packed into Ball Arena last night. The Avs started off strong and they ended strong as well. There were so many happy moments after the game, like this one that we're about to show you. Take a look at this.
Like Stanley Cup playoff, like final game, and I just like a Stanley Cup so I can be on the Jumbotron and have some fun and show everyone. And I also want it too.
Dressed as the Stanley Cup, hoping for the Stanley Cup. That's what she said there. And Game 2, that is on Saturday. Of course, we'll be here right alongside you as well then. We're live in Denver this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
And lost it too. That's got to be good luck. What a game it was last night. Andre Burakovsky with the game winner in overtime of the Stanley Cup Final Game 1. It's the first time that that has happened in the earliest moment in overtime since 2011. Denver 7 Sports Director Lionel Bienvenu has a look at the highlights.
Wow, what a start to the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 1, the Avs got out to a great start, then the Lightning struck back, and then it ended with a strong finish by the Avalanche. Sort of like a game-winning sandwich. Start, finish, And all's well that ends well. The Avs begin the series with a dramatic victory in Game 1. Ball Arena, wow, the place was rocking. It was so loud in there you couldn't hear yourself think. "Let's go Avs" is still ringing in my head. And the Avs did go. First period, Val Nichushkin in the Tampa Bay zone got the puck and scored it. The Big Cat gave up 2 goals. It was 2-0 early on. Lightning got one back to make it 2-1. Then the Avs on a 5-on-3 power play. You got to score on that, don't you? And they did. Arturi Lehkonen, 3-1 after the first. Then in the second, the Avs gave up 2 quick goals. Then went to overtime, tied 3-3. And then on the rebound, Nichushkin to Andre Burakovsky, and Berkey got the goal in sudden death OT. As I said, Avs come back strong after giving up a 2-goal lead twice. And Ball Arena may not be able to contain this celebration. First finals win in 21 years.
I thought our guys were really good in the first. We had a letdown in the second, but you got to give Tampa credit. I mean, you knew they weren't going to go away, and they found a way to break us down and control the bulk of at least the first half, if not more, of the second period, and got back in the game. But I liked their push at the end of the second, and I liked their third. I don't see why there's any reason why we'd have a letdown going into Game 2, knowing the importance of the game.
Yeah, letdown in a game, too. No way. Because one thing about hockey playoffs, the outcome of one game usually doesn't carry over to the next one. The Lightning lost Game 1 in 2 of their playoff series. They were actually down 2-0 in the Rangers series, and Lightning came back to win both of them. So expect them to be back strong in Game 2, which is Saturday night right here on Denver 7. We'll have complete Avs coverage for you later today on Denver 7 Sports, so we'll see you then.
Also coming up in our next half hour, our Avs coverage continues with a legendary Colorado hockey coach who will join us live with his reaction to this emotional overtime win and what he sees about the matchup with the Lightning. Also, there's a unique playoff auction for a good cause organized by a girlfriend of one of the Avs players.
The largest single interest rate hike in almost 3 decades is about to strain your finances even more than they already are as the Fed tries to get inflation under control. Denver 7's Jessica Crawford is here now. And Jessica, before things can get cheaper, this one could hurt our budgets right now.
That's right. Some pain in the pocketbook, Nicole. So things from student loans to credit cards to mortgages, they can all end up costing us more. And yes, this is the biggest interest rate hike that we've seen in about 28 years. But other increases could be on the way. On Wednesday, the Fed raised its key short-term interest rates by 0.75 percentage point, its largest hike since 1994, to a range of 1.5 to 1.75%. Experts say we could see aggressive increases in July and in September, and some more typical quarter-point increases throughout the rest of the year. The rate hike is expected to increase interest rates for credit cards, home equity lines of credit, and mortgages, as well as other loans that you're taking out. Fixed 30-year mortgages went from an interest rate of just over 3% to more than 5% this year, all in expectation of the Fed's changes. The rate hike comes on top of really expensive gas and food prices. Many Americans are struggling, or at least having to change their spending habits to keep up with these changes.
We're confined, we're just being like kept prisoners in our own little spaces because we can't afford to do anything.
It's been bad. I am so not used to this. 8 gallons for $40. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and just here within the past month, our interest rates have surged, inflation rather, surged by about 8.6% compared to the year before. The U.S. really not the only country dealing with this. In England, they also increased their interest rates overnight. Live from Denver, I'm Jessica Crawford, Denver 7.
Yeah, a global issue for sure, Jessica. Thank you. More households, meanwhile, are losing faith in the Fed. A University of Michigan survey found consumer sentiment in June sank to a level not seen since the 1980 recession. And a poll by the Washington Post and George Mason University found most Americans actually expect inflation to get worse.
So as interest rates rise, the demand for mortgages are now about half of what they were a year ago. Experts say higher rates, higher home prices, and a shortage of inventory are all hurting demand from potential home buyers. So, brighter days ahead. Lisa.
It is now 6:10. It's pretty bright out there right now. We are under an air quality warning, and it's an ozone action day alert. Air quality is not going to be great when you look at some of those ground level ozone concentrations in effect until at least 4 o'clock this afternoon. So for those with respiratory issues, you might want to try to limit your time outside. Also, a little more smoke filtering in here over the next couple of days. We'll take a look at that coming up.
We have a major wreck up north. This is the second one up on the north side of town. This one between Highway 60 and 56. So right north of Berthoud, coming down from Highway 34. You see the left lane fully blocked. We have now one lane open. There was some debris in there. They got it out of the way. But we only have one lane open southbound I-25 and still waiting for the rescue squad to show up. Huge delays on southbound I-25 between Highway 34 Loveland getting down to Berthoud right now.
A hot topic in Colorado right now is wild horse roundups. The BLM is kicking off another one today, despite the governor asking them to stop. Also, an eye-popping new record for car payments. How much money it now takes to keep your vehicle.
Wow. Well, and if you're ready to level up your fashion, Denver's unofficial first couple is here for you. We're getting details on Sierra and Russell Wilson's new store at Park Meadows.